is a polynomial function, and I am going to teach you how to fully factor this equation. First, we have to find a factor of x to make this equation equal 0. We can do this by using the guess and check method by plugging in numbers for x. We can start our guess and check by putting 1 in, which factors out to -12, making this not a factor. Next, we try -1, which also does not work, factoring out the equation to 48. Lastly, we try 2, which makes our function equal 0, therefore x minus 2 is a factor. Now we can divide our function by 2, giving us a different equation. You divide by taking only the numbers of the function and the factor that you found and put it into the formula as shown here. Next, you move the first number in your formula down to start making your new equation. After this, multiply your factor by the first number, creating 4. Put the 4 underneath the next number in the formula, then add to get the next number in your new equation, being -11. With the next number, multiply this by 2 as well to get -22. Place this number under the 34, then add them to get 12. Multiply your 12 by 2, then add it to -15 to get the next number, being 9. Lastly, multiply your 9 by 2 to get +18. Subtract this from your +18 to get your remainder of 0. Now you can put the next part of the equation together by putting your first factor in front of the equation that you created when dividing with both of these components in brackets. We must still factor more, so we have to go through our guess and check method for our new function. We can start with 2 because there is a high possibility that the factor for our original equation might work. 2 does not work, so we have to continue the guess and check method to find a factor. 3 makes this equation equal 0, meaning that x minus 3 is a factor. We can divide 3 into this equation the same way as we did before to then again make a new equation. To make the new equation, use the 2 factors we already found in the new quadratic equation, putting the 3 components into brackets next to each other. We have to find our last 2 factors by getting rid of this quadratic function within our equation. We can do this by finding 2 numbers that multiply into -6 and add to -5. After this quadratic function is factored, you have your last 2 factors of your equation. Lastly, we gather all of the factors found throughout solving this equation and put them together to produce your fully factored equation as shown here.